What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the C Podcast. This is the new episode of Sports Entertainment and Extra Shit.
Extra shit.
Hey, y'all, we laughing because this been a hell of a evening, bro. Trying to get this show going on, and so that's why we laughing and we stuck. I couldn't believe. I was had my head down, just praying, like, please, just let it go off without a hitch. Please, God, help me.
And then as soon as we come on, man, I get caught with the can in my hand.
That type of Sports Entertainment and Extra Shit, boy, you heard? But anyway, man, to get the show off, y'all already know it's your boy Ciege. Got my man E Carter with me. What's going on, E?
What's up, brother?
Let's just get it cracking. With his head in the cookie jar, bro. That's hilarious. Hey, it is what it is. What it is.
Facts.
But anyway, man, we wanted to come on. We normally go on Tuesday mornings, but schedules and stuff changed, so we figured we'd give y'all late night bite for that appetite on these sports, this entertainment, and this extra. So roll with us. We're going to start off with, I know what everybody probably think we're going to talk about. We're just going to get that all the way out of the way. We're going to start off with the NFL moves. It's been a lot of moves that's going on. You know, players getting re-signed, players coming back to teams, like Tom Brady, for instance. You got a whole bunch of trades that's happening. Like, seems to me like one of those years to where we have so many of the trades happening, blockbuster trades happening, where we typically don't see that, especially this early. But I wanted to start off by saying, what do you think about the NFL moves in general?
One, it's a lot, man. I think the Rams actually, they played a big part in this. Like, all those moves that they was doing in the middle of the season, and picking up OBJ and getting Von Miller and pulling Eric Weddle off the couch and all of that stuff. They definitely went into a all or nothing situation. And I know we kind of said that towards the beginning or middle of last season when we started seeing them start making those moves. But I think now the NFL is starting to have that kind of NBA type of trend to where it's like, hey, if you want somebody, go get them, you can send you 2 picks, 3 picks, a couple players, because you want to get your guy. Because like, kid you not, everybody is playing for the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't play sports just to play sports. Like, man, I played. Yeah, man, it was great. And all the little minor accolades. That's cool. But everybody plays for a championship. And I think now, man, a lot of these teams is like, instead of waiting and trying to do a 5-6 year rebuild to go for a dynasty or something, it's like, nah, we gonna get our people now and see what we can do with the money that we got right now. So, but I just wanted to say that first. And Tom Brady, shame on you, because you should have stayed at home on the couch. His wife had to get on his nerves that quick. Like, you know what? I gotta go to practice. Like, no, you're retired. Like, nah, I'm going to practice. It's cool. I'm about to start playing again because I ain't about to deal with you yet. But no, I think the biggest, like, especially at least the first biggest one was Russell Wilson, man, going to Denver. And that right there, man, I ain't gonna lie to anybody else. That it definitely shocked me, because I know when we was talking about it, like, off air, just two brothers sitting down talking football, a lot of folks thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to go to Denver, because he kind of fits that little MO between when they had got Peyton and all of that type stuff. So it's like, okay, it might be Aaron Rodgers, man. He's already used to that type of element and stuff like that. So you would think, what I'm saying, besides the air, of course, but you would think that would probably be the move. But Russell Wilson going over there, I think that's a huge move for them. Unfortunately, Denver fans don't really get your hopes up. Like, you got one guy. Like, let's think about everybody else. Like, did your offensive line change? I was just telling a brother of mine that yesterday. He a Denver fan. Shout out a Denver fan. Shout out to James. Or y'all might know him as that guy 937 that used to be on the that was on the First Class podcast. You feel me? He was talking. He like, bro, we going to the shit, bro. We got Russell Wilson, bro. I'm like, listen, I'm trying not to be biased with you, bro. I'm just trying to let you know, like, yeah, you got him, but what's your offensive line looking like? Like, do we got people to throw it to? Yes, you do got some
They got a
young core of
nice
receivers over
core
there.
over there.
Now, if they can stay healthy, because we really didn't see no Jerry Jeudy last year.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, everybody can stay healthy. He definitely got some young boys over there that he can throw the ball to. But his biggest problem in Seattle wasn't that he didn't have nobody to throw to. It was about he didn't have time to throw him the ball. So I don't know. I think that was one of the biggest things, man. But it's definitely been a lot of big moves. I didn't think Aaron Rodgers was going to stay in Green Bay. But
yeah,
they said, we're not getting rid of you, boy. How much?
I think that we kind of saw that after with Aaron Rodgers after last year when they said, oh, well, he said he wanted to go and nobody thought he was coming back. I kind of figured that he was going to stay there, but it's still always that chance when you start hearing those rumors going around like, oh, these players are going to be traded here or this player's going there. You kind of buy into it, more than you would normally do. Based off of your logic, but you know what I'm saying? Not your logic, but our logics as individuals, specifically because we're listening to people that we consider experts. You know what I'm saying? Now, in terms of Russell Wilson, now that one right there, if anybody knows me, they know I'm a big Russell Wilson fan in terms of like his talent, his skill set. Now he doesn't have any MVPs, but normally he's in that conversation for the first 3/4 of the year. You know what I mean? Like who's going to be the MVP? And this Russell Wilson is on that, on that list, that short list of quarterbacks. I think he's going to do a lot in Denver, particularly because they have the defense and he has the weapons. And his offensive line in Seattle was not marketably better than the one in Denver. So I got to say, I would think he would be the division is tough, though. That's a tough division for quarterbacks. Like, you got everybody's in the playoffs. Like, you can't get all 4 teams in the playoffs. So, I mean, you can, but it would be few and far.
I'm saying it's possible.
It would be it's definitely possible, but it would be hard to do. To get all 4 teams. So you got to figure if you're looking at just the quarterbacks in that division and the way that they play, you may get 3 and one will be the odd one left out, or you know what I mean. And then we're looking at Russell Wilson's trade, and then Deshaun Watson got dealt to the Philadelphia Eagles.
See, I was going to ask you about that because I seen that a couple of days ago that he went to the Eagles, and then I just seen like yesterday that they're talking about that the Saints made an offer too. So I don't think the deal. The Philadelphia Eagles probably proposed a deal, but I don't think it got closed.
Okay.
Because I do see that he still got a couple of offers between the Saints, the Panthers, of course Philly. But my thing with Philly is why not give, like, Philly is so harsh on especially quarterbacks. Like, bro, Jalen Hurts didn't do bad. Like, he wasn't, of course I didn't expect him to come out here and put up no Pat Money numbers or anything like that, but he definitely won y'all some games. Like, I don't get why y'all trying to get him up through so quick. But yeah. I guess when it's on the table like that and you can get another quarterback with that's developed that same skill set already, then why not? But I don't think they actually I don't think anybody actually closed the deal on Deshaun Watson. But the good thing about him, and I'm glad that you brought him up. You got that round of applause button?
Oh yeah, you already know. Yeah, you let me know when you're ready.
Let's hit it for Deshaun Watson. Go ahead, hit it for Deshaun Watson.
Why are we hitting the button for Deshaun Watson though?
Because all those cases got thrown out. All of them got thrown out. We talked about them on the 4-3 podcast earlier this season, man.
Yeah, for sure.
With all the different cases that he had out, man, and criminal charges, it was like 9 to 12 different cases. And come to find out now, not even 24 hours after all of those cases get thrown out, he get deals shot at him like clockwork. And just because a lot of us black folks in the community, man, we were just talking about that whole case and trial and his career and stuff like that, how it was going to help or hurt, him sitting out a year and going through all this stuff. But he finally beat the case, man. So congratulations to him, man. He can actually continue his career.
I think it's important to say though, like they're not saying that he's not guilty or didn't do any of those things that he was alleged to do. So I think that's important. That's why I asked you why was we clapping for him, because I wasn't even thinking about the cases. I was just thinking straight football. But it's important to say that they just declined to press charges at this time. So you know what I'm saying? So all of those things that allegedly happened does not mean that this individual is not the individual that they thought he was. Because like I said on the 4-3 podcast, if you are alleged to do something, and let's say you got the 70 whatever cases or 20 whatever cases it was for Deshaun Watson, how many ever cases it was, or how many women came forward, one is too many. So, that's just my opinion. One is too many. So if any of those allegations were true, yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? They get to continue his career until he's proven guilty. But you know what I'm saying? Because the justice system typically doesn't afford people of our color that right in terms of the right in a court of public opinion anyway. So, cool. That part of it is cool, but one is too many. So if he's guilty, then you know what I'm saying, he's guilty. But to be tried later, possibly. But in terms of his talent, like when he played, he was definitely on that top five list of quarterbacks, because he played in Houston, and they did some dumb stuff. They traded D-Hop for a bad contract, a bottle cap, and some pocket lint. No disrespect to the other players, but because you made it to the NFL, congratulations to you. But talent speaking wise, what you got back for a top 5 receiver, that just wasn't good, and that's why Bill O'Brien is not there now. But anyway, so those two quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson is dealt pending his physical, and then Deshaun Watson is potentially dealt based off of what we know now. I got a lot of NFL moves I wrote down, man. I just was thinking, like, it's some teams that just got really good, like really, really good. Chargers got better. They signed J.C. Jackson. J.C. Jackson is a corner. He's 26 years old. He already has 25 interceptions in his 4 years of play. And he got better. He's getting better, like in terms of his interceptions. His first year he had 3. Second year he had 5. Third year he had 8. And last year he had 9 interceptions. So that was awesome. And then his tackles have went up, you know what I'm saying, every year as well. 23 in his first, 34 in his second, 37 in his third. Yeah, 37 in his third, and then 54 in his last year. And these are total tackles, so don't hit my line talking about, but he only had 40 solo and 14 assisted. I don't care. I said 54 total tackles. So let me make that distinction. And the reason why I think they got better as well, just because he joins Chris Harris Jr., which he's 11 years in the league now, or this upcoming year will be his 11th or 12th year, one of the two, who was part of that no-fly zone in Denver for a few years when they had the no-fly zone over there. Michael Davis, he had a good season this year. Derwin James is Derwin James. I don't need to say nothing about him. He's a game changer since he came in the league at safety. And Joey Bosa, we already know what he can do. So so that defense just got better with the J.C. Jackson addition. I thought Jacksonville did some interesting things too, trying to noticeably get weapons for I can't think of his name.
Sunshine. Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. As soon as you said Sunshine, I'm like, Trevor Lawrence. But Jacksonville picked up Christian Kirk. He had his best season last year. He had 77 receptions, 982 yards, and 5 touchdowns, not to mention his rushing yards, which he had about 93, which is not great, like, for a year. But you know what I'm saying? It adds to what he can do, and what he can bring. Evan Ingram was the interesting one for me for Jacksonville, because they did need a tight end, but he's been nicked. Like he's nicked, but at the same time, he played for the Giants. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the Giants, you know what I'm saying, historical franchise, they got some Super Bowls over there, you know what I mean? But his first year was his best year, which he had 64 receptions, 722 yards, and 6 touchdowns. His next best season was in 2020, but he had his lowest touchdown year. And if I'm not mistaken, he had 6 touchdowns his first year. Then the rest of the years he had 3, except for 2020, which he only had 1. So I thought that was interesting too. Those two teams, I was like, oh, they got a little bit better. And I don't think Jacksonville is one of those teams that's trying to break the bank right now. Christian Kirk is a good addition, don't get me wrong. But, you know, they re-signed some offensive linemen and all of that stuff. But trying to get better to build around Trevor Lawrence, I thought that was an interesting concept instead of just breaking a bank. So I don't know, man.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So what's your big wow they really made that move as of now? Besides maybe the Russell Wilson.
Wow, they really made that move. Good or bad? Or both?
Either way.
I got 2, and they both in the AFC North. Us getting Amari Cooper was like, okay. Yes. Like we got a great route runner. He's not always gonna be talking. You know what I'm saying?
What you're gonna say.
not always not always talking. And the other one was Mitchell Trubisky, bro. Mitchell Trubisky to the Steelers. I have never been a Mitch Trubisky fan, bro. Never. Now, do I think Mitch Trubisky is better than Mason Rudolph? Absolutely, he is better than Mason Rudolph. And if I had to pick, like, all right, who I'm gonna start by year with, I'm taking Mitchell Trubisky every single time over Mason Rudolph. And that's not. We haven't seen a lot of Mason Rudolph, but what I've seen to me is enough. No, we good on you, cuz. You know what I'm saying? But Mitch Trubisky, man, I don't know, man. He just not that guy to me. Like, now, the Steelers have an interesting formula, though, because they have Najee Harris. They made some offensive line re-signs. They definitely are building that defense, keeping that defense, nice and stout. So I don't know, man. They might be able to do it with the running game in the defense like the Steelers of old, but I saw Mitchell Trubisky, and I'm like, not that dude. Right? He's not that guy.
I clapped. I laughed. I said, let's go. Let's go, bro. That's easily, man, can be a 3-4 pick type of game, man. Run up the score on themselves. But the wild one for me was Carson Wentz is now the starter of the Washington Commanders.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely a wild.
And I'm like, okay. But I'm thinking about the Colts, man, because like I recently just went to go see a Colts game towards the end of the season when they played the Raiders.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, and I'm actually seeing Carson Wentz in the flesh. Had good seats, man. Like I'm like, okay, like, bro, he not trash. Like he not trash. It's just the fact of like, y'all had playoff contenders. Y'all could have went to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all had the league's leading rusher. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was balling. Like, y'all was giving, like, y'all lost a lot of tough games. I'm like, why are y'all shipping them out? I'm thinking, is it somebody in the draft? Or is this one of these free agent moves or big trades that you're trying to do? But you just sent them to the Washington Commanders. And it was funny, man, because, I know everybody is not Harry Potter fans, but they had a post up, man, where, oh my God, man, his name just, the redhead, man.
Oh, Ron Weasley.
Ron, yeah. When he had to dress for Gryffindor and he was playing in the game, that was like, bro, first look of Carson Wentz in the Commanders uniform. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, they do Carson. I'm like, it don't matter.
I'm like, it don't matter what he do, bro. He still get killed, bro, out here. But I don't know, man. I think in that move right there, Colts is like, wow, like why really did you make that move? Now, as far as for Washington, even though I'm still trying to get used to that name, the Washington Commanders, But I think they just got better because I think with their whole team, that was the one thing that they was missing, even for the last 2 seasons, was a decent quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. What was his name? Heineke. Heineke came up there and tried to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
not bad. I think he needs a little bit more, experience or maybe a vet or two to kind of show us some things. Now, if you bring in Carson Wentz over there, that kind of helped that situation, and then a couple years down the road, Heineke get his, get the starting job back and let him get a little bit more, have more of a learning curve, then cool. But as far as the Colts, it's like, bro, what are y'all doing? And then I started thinking, like, man, what's going on in San Fran? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo 9 times out of 10 is out. They might be trying to free up that spot out the way, try to pull in Jimmy G, or I don't know, man. Or they might see somebody in the draft that's gonna be an instant starter. I don't know, but that was just a wild move for me. Like, really, like y'all send them to Washington.
Yeah,
Like,
I think the thing about Carson Wentz is one, health, because I call him Carson Splints when they get hurt. So Carson Wentz though, so he can be a good quarterback. We saw he had one of those MVP first half of the seasons in his second to last year, I believe it was, with the Philadelphia Eagles. Then he obviously left, and then I think they feel like he lost them games. You know what I mean? And that's what it seems like to me. Like, we have the running game, we have a top 5, top 3 defense. You know what I'm saying? Given whatever year it is, like this upcoming year, I expect them to be in that top 5 category in defenses, like they were for most of the year last year. But you see, or for a lot of the year last year, but then you'll see him just make a bad read or a bad throw or just throwing with somebody's helmet in his chest. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't look good when you have that running game. Like you said, Jonathan Taylor is amazing, and with that defense, you got a window there where you can do a Legion of Boom style. Let me get a mistake-free football. And to be really honest with you, I thought that when they let him go, I was like, this is a good time for Teddy Bridgewater to go here. Now, Teddy Bridgewater ended up going to Miami. but I thought that was an interesting take. Like, we need somebody over here that's going to make the least amount of mistakes as possible, and let's get into the playoffs, and see what we could do. Or even somebody like and to believe it or not, any like Tyrod Taylor when he was playing last year, he made the Texans look pretty good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of what they could have been. You know what I mean? So. Maybe somebody like him, I thought maybe they'll reach out and go get, but whether it took a trade or not, but whatever. Colts do those Colts things, I guess. They don't have Peyton Manning over there no more, Andrew Luck, so they do what they do. But I thought they would get somebody who would make less mistakes, or they wanted somebody who made less mistakes than Carson Wentz. That's why I thought they let him go, not just strictly because of talent. Now the Commanders, though, if they can keep him upright, McLaurin. We know what he is now, what he can turn into. Nice receiver piece, decent running back game. They don't have the worst offensive line in their division, so that's saying something. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think they thought that maybe he was the main reason why they lost them games. And for that price tag, they probably said, nah, not enough. They ain't giving us enough. So yeah, man. I thought that was a good one. That was definitely a good one because I completely forgot he went to the Commanders until you just said it, and I'm like, oh yeah, he did go there. Like, he did go there. So yeah, man. Just to recap, I said the Chargers in Jacksonville. They're doing pretty good. We talked about Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, obviously. Coming to the Browns is a big thing for me. We released Jarvis Landry too. Which I thought that was interesting. I wonder who else we as the Browns will go after. You know what I'm saying? Allen Robinson.
Jarvis.
Allen Robinson. Is out
Hey, Jarvis. Hey, Jarvis. You look good in some purple and black, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Come over here. Shorty, swing my way. Show look good to me. That's
yeah,
that's what happens when you get us on the late night.
Y'all could use them though, but don't do it, drivers. Don't do it, bro. You just left us, bro. Don't
tear them Browns up, man.
Go to the enemy. Another player we got that I thought was interesting, and I'm gonna just touch on this real quick, is Taven Bryan. He doesn't have like a whole lot of accolades or anything. He played in Jacksonville for the last couple of years or whatever for his career, but he's a big DT, 6'5". I think he was 6'5", 295. I think he's listed at. So I think that'll be good for us. Hopefully we can do a little bit better at stopping the run this year and not let people like Austin Eckler run all over us in games where we're supposed to be winning. Browns. But anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that one, bro. So I guess overall we talked about multiple teams, multiple teams, multiple deals, multiple trades, all of that good old stuff. Who do you think has gotten the best so far?
Probably Denver. To be all the way honest, man, like Russell Wilson, that's huge for them. That's definitely huge for them because they had quarterback controversy that you can tell that they never really found to faith in Drew Lock. So, he last year he was supposed to be the starter. You know what I'm saying? You bring in who did they have last year? Not they had Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, they had Teddy Bridgewater.
So, he was cool until he ended up getting injured. Then you had to put in Drew Lock. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't really showcase anything. So at that point, it's like, man, we went for it, man, and we kind of missed. So instead of trying to hold on to this guy and don't nobody in the organization had no faith in him here, let's go ahead, put him in the basket. Let's go ahead and send a nice little gift basket over there to Seattle because they clearly are trying to rebuild. So yeah, let's make this trade. Let's get this done, bro. And now we at least got us a quarterback. Now we can pick up the pieces everywhere else. We can get a couple of different role players or a couple of little statues, build the lineup, hit the draft, grab a couple of young cats. I mean, they also hurt themselves in the draft too, but Denver is one of the youngest teams in the league already anyway, at least offensively. So, and they're young on defense too. So that's really not, honestly, overall, as of right now, they got better. And then if I just want to throw this out there, Tampa Bay easily just got better again because as soon as Tom Brady retired, they immediately sucked. And then Tom Brady came back. So now they don't suck no more.
I felt that passion through the screen. He said,
like, bro, just chill, G. Just chill, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, I get it. You got your rings, man. Just chill, bro. Go play golf. You know what I'm saying? Be a beach bum or something. Something.
All right, before I tell you who got, I'll tell you who I think got better first, and then we can talk about who got worse. But to be real with you, man, I don't know. I think the Chargers, man. I got to say that addition in the secondary was big for them, and of course, like I said, they did other things, but they got pretty good. Denver, that is so easy to say because I mean, they gotta be the winner because you got to think. With Seattle, I mean, of course they had DK Metcalf. They got a few pieces over there that's good stout pieces to win with. You know what I'm saying? Like people that you can say, okay, DK Metcalf is going to be 1,000-yard receiver, Pro Bowler multiple times. Tyler Lockett, of course. You know what I mean? And they had Bobby Wagner for what it's worth, even though their defense wasn't the best. But Bobby Wagner was still good while he was there. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm talking about with Russell Wilson, what Russell Wilson was there with. So he was there with that, and you know what I'm saying. Like we think that Denver got better because they got Wilson and all of these weapons that they have. What a subtraction of Russell Wilson. They had what last year? 7 wins.
Yeah,
something like that last year.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
they could have made the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll look it up and see what the actual record is, or if somebody's listening, then please let us know, correct us if you will. But Russell Wilson was pulling rabbits out of his hat, man. like running for his, like it was games where he just was running for his life, and I'm like, he is not about to throw this, and then he throws it, and then somebody catches it first down, and the drive keeps it alive, and they end up winning the game. But it's Russell Wilson, and the game is never out of reach for Russell Wilson either. So 7 wins in the bag, like whatever whatever Denver got last year with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock, you can easily add 3 or 4 wins to that, in my opinion. And that's just the Russell Wilson effect. So I think they have to be the winner, even though I would say Chargers, that defense just got a lot better with that ball hawking corner over there. So yeah, man. You know I'm partial to corners anyway, so I'm gonna let that one ride. But anyway,
of course,
I'm gonna let that one ride. But yeah. So who do you think got worse? Who do you think is the worst? Obviously, we just said Seattle got worse, but
I mean, besides the Colts, because they don't have no quarterback, it would have to be Seattle. Like, because you brought over, you got some picks and you got some players, and they also brought over Drew Lock. Now, are you really thinking that? Like, I don't think that they're thinking that Drew Lock is going to be the guy. I'm thinking that they're going to use him for collateral for something, or at least to start the season and get a rookie. I don't know what they're thinking, but as of now, to actually replace what Russell Wilson brings to that team, no, you got worse. And then besides that, I would have to say the Colts, just because, like I said, you just missed the playoffs with Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? Like you alluded to earlier, that they probably think that them games that they were supposed to win that they ended up losing was on his shoulders. I get that, but now, as of right now, you don't have anybody. So you're not about to just go out there in the Wildcat and go out there and win on games. So right now, man, it seems in most of the big ticket quarterbacks is pretty much chopped up. You're not getting no Tom Brady. Russ is already gone. Aaron Rodgers already re-signed. Yeah, I might still have a shot if y'all willing to give up some people for Deshaun Watson. Like, you still got the Crab King. If you don't know who the Crab King is, I always call him that, but it's oh man, his name just fell out my head. Like, yeah, Jameis. Thank you, Jameis Winston. He's still out there.
That's crazy.
I always call him the Crab King, man. My fault. I'm sorry, man. I love you, Jameis, man, but you all right. But you got quarterbacks like that, and it's like, all right, cool. So you bring in, like, just for example, you bring over a Jameis Winston to the Colts. Are they really getting better with that? Like, is that a better pick than Carson Wentz with that? I don't think so.
He got more. He got more. I don't know. He threw for 5,000 yards once. That's about what he got. But he.
But he also went 30 for 30. Right.
He threw that 30 and 30 though. The 30 was good. The first 30 was good, but that second 30 was.
Like, and then you got then you still got Jimmy G out there. So okay, let's say they end up picking up Jimmy G. So okay, are you really getting better with that? No, because he's still the same type of player. You know what I'm saying? He can manage the game, but you don't need to put him in the position to go out there and win it. You know what I'm saying? Carson Wentz, actually, I can trust. I would trust him to win the game if those are the other quarterbacks that's out there that I have to compare it to. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like taking Seattle off the board just because of that trade, you know what I'm saying, that, like you said before, that's kind of just easy to throw out there. But other than that, I would have to say the Colts, man, because right now you got to fill a position, and your team just barely missed the playoffs last year. You need to fill that position with somebody that's going to get you over the hump, not decline. Right now, you don't have the quarterback, so right now it sounds like you're not going to make it on just a running game alone.
Yeah.
So I'll say the Colts.
I don't know, man. This one for me, like, who's worse is like one of those things, because you can have different criteria for each one, for each situation. Like, for instance, I don't think y'all team with the Ravens got any better. I mean, y'all got better because people are coming off of injury, but I don't think y'all are getting any that y'all are any better because y'all didn't do anything in the actual in the actual free agency. So I don't think y'all got any better. But I don't know, bro. You reach your hand up and they kicked you, bro. I said the Ravens was bad. They was like, yeah, we're gonna kick him out real quick. I don't know, but anyway,
because I tried to get out of here off this topic without mentioning us. I swear I did. But I know you got to bring it up.
But I'm gonna just bring it up. I'm gonna bring that. That's just one part of the criteria, though. So that I brought y'all up first because you know what I'm saying. Y'all didn't do much of anything. So it's like you can't really analyze not doing anything. The Cowboys definitely got worse, and I know people will say, well, they got CeeDee Lamb and they got Michael Gallup. Well, yeah, they got CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. You freed up, $16 million in cap, but you still have Ezekiel Elliott on a dumb deal. And then you still got Dak Prescott, who you just paid $75 million. You just signed DeMarcus Lawrence, which is cool. But, I mean, like, how did you get better? Like, you got the same. And then you take a route runner who had, one of the best route runners in the game who y'all gave to us. Thank you. But is CeeDee Lamb Amari Cooper? No. Is Michael Gallup Amari Cooper? No. So how did you get better? You know what I'm saying? So that's that's subtracting a piece that I think you could use. Dak Prescott doesn't seem like the Dak Prescott that we know. He gets behind in the fourth quarter and then throw 1,000,000 yards in the fourth quarter and still lose. I mean, they won a decent amount of games this year, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that they got any better. Now, Micah Parsons should be marketably better, and I don't know how you can get much better than what he did in his rookie year because that boy can play some football. That man, can play football. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, in ways that you could say that they got better, but I think the subtraction of Amari Cooper kind of hurts them because now who is actually going to be that steady receiver, you know what I'm saying, that's going to get you them steady yards and be where you need him to be. And I think they kind of forgot about him last year, too. 865 yards is a low year for Amari. But anyway, 5 1,000-yard seasons. Again, thank you. He'll have another 1,000 with us. So I appreciate it.
Maybe. They still got Baker over there. Maybe.
And whatever. If Jarvis can do it for 3 years and Odell Beckham can do it for a year, then we got it. But anyway, sorry, Odell, man. I'm sorry because you left and won a Super Bowl. But congratulations. Congratulations to you, though, bro. All love and congratulations. But anyway, that was just a hating statement just to be funny. But anyway, so the Colts is a great point because, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know I know what they're trying to do, but unless you get a mistake-free quarterback, I don't think it really helps you unless they were the team that would have traded to get a Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, we need Russell Wilson, but then what would have to give up to get him? You know what I mean?
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, true. Or Deshaun Watson. So, I mean, they didn't really do anything but subtract. But if they get a mistake-free quarterback, we've seen in the past that running the ball and defense can get you there. So, we'll see what they do. But I don't know, man. That's a hard question to answer because either you did nothing or you subtracted a piece that you needed and you know what I mean, and you didn't really need it. Like the Vikings signing Kirk Cousins again, like what is that going to do? Like nothing. So, y'all didn't get no better. The Packers just strapped themselves down with the deal with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, so they go to the playoffs and lose somewhere in the playoffs again, maybe. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't get no better. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just that criteria of where are we going with this and why are we saying teams are better or not? Because there's different reasons why each of these teams that I mentioned got worse. If that makes any sense.
Right.
Oh, and speaking of which, while we were talking on this topic, while we were loading the show and going on the show, the Bengals, CJ Uzoma, however you pronounce his last name. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, of course. But he went to the Jets, so the Bengals just got worse.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, man. All we needed was another tight end.
Yeah, so that's why I'm hoping Jarvis don't go to y'all. Like, do a Uzoma, bro, and go somewhere else. Don't go to the enemy, bro. Joe Hayden
See
did
what I'm
it. We
saying,
ain't
bro?
like it, but anyway.
And just while we on the topic on like what we was talking about before we, was trying to load the show up, of course, I'm like, I was just indifferent. Like, man, we haven't made any moves. I'm seeing these names pop out, and I'm like, okay, do something. Make an offer. Let me at least see the Ravens making an offer. Like, what? Like, okay. Like, I know it's like, I love my organization, man, but they kind of got that stubborn effect. Like, nah, we not about to give up 2 first rounds, a second round, a couple players for one guy. But nah, we ain't gonna do that. I'm like, nah. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna let everybody pick these big wigs, and we gonna catch a guy that's slipping the cracks that's still good. That's how we got Schmitty. That's how we got Anquan Bolden. Like, we didn't grab them high. Like, a lot of teams missed, and we just put in their bid. We just put in our bid and got them. But honestly, bro, personally, Bobby Wagner is still out there. Come on now, do not do me dirty. We grab Bobby Wagner. I know he a little older. Defense mentality changes. That puts a leader on the defense. Right now, we have a defense. Well, we got Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell is a leader on the defense. Don't get me wrong, but he's a defensive lineman.
He need to go somewhere else too. He been irking me all year. Every time he
forget all of that. Forget all of that. But I'm saying if we get somebody either a safety, a vet, like a pure vet safety, or a linebacker that's a vet, that changes the dynamic of our defense, man. And somebody like Bobby Wagner to come in and play middle linebacker, and then boom, you can slide Patrick Queen over to the opposite side. Let him just play ball and learn. That changes our whole front seven. And if it changes our whole front seven, and then including with the people we got coming back in the secondary, we back being a top 10, top 5 defense, baby. Come on, make a move, man. Come on, grab my guy. That's not playing.
I know. And the crazy part about it is that we have, as the Browns, we have so many restricted and unrestricted free agents. When I was looking down the roster, like, I believe that the Browns could use help at linebacker too. I don't necessarily know whether or not Bobby Wagner is an answer. Now, he will be an instant upgrade, but for whoever is playing that middle linebacker, Anthony Walker Jr. was playing last year, and he wasn't the worst, but you know what I'm saying, he was injured for part of the year. He's a restricted free agent, so we won't have him. Ronnie Harrison is a free agent. So that's a safety spot that, you know what I'm saying, are we going to get rid of him? Are we going to keep him? Because Grant Delpit is back. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing there? So it's a lot of things still to shake out, of course. But right now, we just wanted to go over like what we thought were the most interesting moves, who got better, and all that great stuff.
So far,
yeah, so
yes,
far.
Sir.
And of course, we'll touch back on it or whatever, and y'all can comment below on what you guys think, guys and girls think. Or men and women, what y'all think about what we're talking about now. And of course, let us know, give us some corrections if we said something that y'all don't necessarily vibe with, but y'all wrong anyway, and I'm always right, so whatever. What you about to say?
I'm about to say, the honey badgers still out there too. Come on, Raven, stop playing with me.
both players could instantly come in and adopt that play like a Raven mindset that y'all.
Bruh, it's a bang bang, boom boom boom.
Oh man, please don't. Y'all don't need no more help. Y'all had enough help. Y'all got
what?
No more help. No more help for no teams in the AFC North besides the Browns, bro.
Yeah, whatever. You tripping? With that statement, we can move on.
Facts. We already said I'm always right, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be like, dang, I was wrong. I said such and such and such and such. But anyway, yeah, moving along, man. So we got talked about the NFL. As of when we were writing this show, there were games still going on with the NBA. But I wanted to talk about the NBA standings anyway, as they were constructed when we wrote the show. In the East, we had Miami Heat number 1, the 76ers number 2, the Bucks number 3, Chicago number 4, Celtics number 5, Cavs number 6, and all of those teams will be in the playoffs and not in the play-in tournament. If it ended today, obviously it's still some jockeying for position for these teams, but those are the 6 teams that will be in as of when we wrote this show, while the games were still being played about a couple of hours ago. The Raptors were number 7, the Nets were number 8, the Hawks were number 9, and the Hornets were number 10. So those are the 10 teams in the East. The West were Suns, number 1, Grizzlies, number 2, Warriors, number 3, 4, Utah Jazz, 5, the Mavericks, 6, the Denver Nuggets. Again, those 6 teams will be in the playoffs and not have to play in the play-in. The Timberwolves, number 7, Clippers, number 8, the Lakers, number 9, the Pelicans ended at number 10. Now, when we were talking about the NBA,
and real quick, the Trailblazers at number 11. Oh my God!
Right, and like I said, still jockeying for positions. Like, you got to think about this. Now, the Cavs did end up beating the Clippers tonight. They did end up beating the Clippers tonight, so they got a game there. That doesn't mean that the Raptors won't, win how many ever games and come back. But as of, like I said, when we wrote this show, it was only a 1-game difference between 6 and 7. That's the Cavs and the Raptors on the east side. So on the east side of the conferences or whatever. So that lets you know that it could change. Just still jockeying for position, like I said, or whatever. But here's the thing with this, man. So at the beginning of the year, nobody would have thought the Lakers on the West would be a 9th seed. So the 9th seed and the 10th seeds in both of these conferences will be playing each other for the chance to be the 8th seed. like that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So if the Lakers lose to the Pelicans, the Lakers would be kicked. You know what I mean?
Well, real quick, the Raptors and the Lakers are playing right now. They're at halftime, and the Raptors is up 58-40.
Yeah, see? Look, jockeying for position literally. Literally, as we speak, jockeying for position. And like I said, the Cavs won, so if the Raptors win, I won't do them much justice, but it's still games to be played. So, man, this NBA season is interesting, 1. And then, 1 second, excuse me. And then 2, that it's interesting to see how teams are being shaped now. So like you see a lot of teams in here that are actual teams, like the Miami Heat. Yeah, they have Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, so many players that teams have, and you see other teams like, oh well, we have the big 3 of these teams. We have the big 4 or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so many stars can be compiled on one team, but that doesn't necessarily mean in the regular season you'll be the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever seed. You know what I mean? So teams are getting better at constructing teams, it seems like. The interesting one, though, I wanted to mention, and one of the reasons why I brought this topic up in general now, even though it's not fully cemented yet, is because the Raptors and Nets, if it ended today, will be playing each other. Whoever wins automatically would get the 7th seed, right? So whoever wins will get the 7th seed. So that means the Nets, you know what I'm saying, will likely get a 7th seed. You know what I'm saying? If I'm thinking in my head, like, they get a 7th seed. The thing that is crazy about the Nets situation is that Kyrie Irving cannot play home games because of the mandate in New York. So what if it's an away game? And clearly it probably would be because they're the 8th seed. He doesn't play and they lose. Or if if the mandate changes and he can actually play every game, they could be one of those teams who comes in with a 7th seed and win the championship. So I don't know, huh? Can I interest you in those odds, huh? Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's just one of those things to where I think it's real interesting on how it's constructed now with this play-in tournament. That's number 1. And then 2, teams that we would have seen at the beginning of the year, maybe due to injury or maybe due to like other teams' chemistry, teams having better chemistry, that, you know what I mean? Like, the Clippers. Like at the beginning of the year, all things being equal, nobody thought the Clippers would be playing in a play-in tournament, or the Lakers. Nobody thought the Lakers would be in a play-in tournament. You know what I'm saying? And number 2 seed being the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
somebody thought about that.
Somebody thought about the Grizzlies.
Maybe not being number 2, but being up there.
Ja is definitely that guy. Definitely that guy. But number 2, no. I would have been like, man, they might get the 5, they might get the 6. I might thought the Nuggets might have been 2. You know, Jamal Murray and, you know what I'm saying, Jokic. You know, I'm like, maybe they would be. And the Chicago Bulls at, you know, number 4, the Heat with the number 1 seed. Like, what? Like, of course, these teams that we see here, I'm like, okay, yeah, these are good teams. But the Cavs at the 6 seed, like, I didn't think the Cavs would be a 6 seed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we might get in.
The last time we talked about it, y'all was like, what, number 3, number 4, something like that? Y'all was kind of like high. The last time we talked about it.
Yeah, I think we were the 3rd when we talked about it last. But again, we had injury too. But like I said, I still didn't think that we would end the year, you know what I'm saying, possibly skipping the play-in tournament and being a 6th seed. Like, that is wild. The Celtics at number 5, like, y'all started off the year like, oh no,
shaky,
and they turned it up. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of those interesting years. And I gotta say this too. Jason Tatum is the real deal. Now, he can be up and down, but he is the real deal. That game he went for what? What did he go for? 50?
I think he went for 50 or 52, something like that.
He went off, and it wasn't no 50 like, oh, I'm gonna just shoot a 3 over here, and I'm gonna do a step back over here. He was shooting, dunking. Like, I'm like, this dude is the real deal. I don't know, man. He is amazing. But yeah,
somebody pissed him off. Somebody pissed him off. Like, nigga, what?
Now I do want to touch on this too. The other night, I watched I watched Brooklyn play. I couldn't even think of who I'm trying to say play. Watched them play the 76ers and demolish the 76ers. That's number 1.
Yes.
And when they demolished them, I'm looking at Seth Curry like, this dude came out here to play. They had like 4 or 5 people with 20 points or more. They was dogging. Kevin Durant barking back, you know what I'm saying? Hitting step backs. Like, I'm like, yeah, this getting real ugly. If Kyrie come back they changed that Band-Aid, Kyrie come back and playing home games, this is gonna be real ugly. That chemistry over there.
Yeah, because they gonna meet.
Oh yeah, they gonna meet. Right. Oh yeah, they gonna meet.
Yeah. And it's gonna be crazy because once that trade came down, everybody was like, oh, the 76ers got better. Nah, you know, don't get me wrong, I was one of those people too, man, because Ben Simmons to me, bro, I lost all faith in him. I'm like, bro, the guy's butt, let him shoot, man. Self-check. Let the guy shoot. But if you put him in a role where you have guards, you got people that can handle the ball, that's not your role no more. Now you can do what you do best, which is attack the rim. But you know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons
Ben Simmons is one of those people that got the gift of passing though. Like, if he comes down the court with the ball, he can set up that offense, and his defense is great, like elite type defense too. So I think he can do good with the ball in his hands. I think that's why it's important for when he gets back that he has Kyrie and Kevin Durant and Seth Curry and Patty Mills, you know what I'm saying? All these players that can shoot because, you know what I'm saying? He's setting them up, you know what I mean? And then let's say you got all of these shooters and they hitting threes all day. They letting them hit threes all day. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy pickings at the basket. So he's still gonna get his points and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say he's not gonna improve his shooting because his demeanor improved because he's not in Philly? So that's yet to be seen too. So I don't know, man.
I think it's gonna be interesting. The playoffs is gonna be interesting. Like this is one of the first time in as many years that I'm actually waiting for the playoffs. Like, you know, I might have a whole little, you know, you might have to kick it old school, man. Bucket in the bottle and watch the playoff games, you know.
Yeah, right.
And chill.
Yeah. That's a bet.
They don't know about that. They don't know about that.
They don't know about that at all. I think the West is interesting too because obviously the Suns play in the finals or whatever, and I think it's a good chance that they could go back. The only thing is
repeat, right?
The only thing about them is the Warriors are looking good too. They have those games to where they just look like the 73-9 team. Not to say that they are, obviously they can't be 73-9 because they lost more than 9 games. But I'm talking about the flow of the game. You know what I mean? And then once Steph Curry get going, there's really no stopping him. It's just about what Klay Thompson is coming that night too. Is Klay Thompson coming too? Because if he comes too, y'all might lose by 30. So you know what I mean? So yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm real hype about these playoffs. I cannot wait for it to start. I just hope the Cavs can skip that play-in tournament. I will be super excited. But man, I don't know, man. Like it's just looking real. It's looking real bunched in over there in the East, man. It's looking real bunched in because it's like with the Nets down at 8, the Hawks down at 9. It's looking real little tight down there.
Sure, it is.
And like you said, Philly and like when I brought that up, when I said the Raptors, if it ended earlier today, the Raptors would have played the Nets, and whoever won got the 7th seed. So if the Nets would beat the Raptors, which I would have predicted if this was the bracket, Philly would have definitely played that first series against Brooklyn. So that would be awesome TV, and y'all just stay in the same positions, and I would be happy, and I will watch the games, and I'll that's all I got to say about that one. I would love to. That would be my dream playoff scenario.
Real quick on basketball, man, before we get off this subject. So, man, I'm sitting here, man. I got the luxury, man, to be chilling with one of my brothers last night. And we just get on the NBA conversation. I don't even know, he a LeBron fan. He's like, oh, Brian, like, you hate to see Brian do this. I'm like, bro, yes. Am I a LeBron hater? Yes. And not just hate just because I like to hate because everybody be, just because I feel like a lot of people just be just be hanging on this, scrotum. But, come on, bro. I just feel like a lot of people be doing that, bro. But I'm sorry. I try to say it as nice as possible.
You feel like people are worship. You feel like people worship LeBron.
There we go.
Yeah.
But nah. So I'm like, nah. He's a great player, bro. Like he's definitely, one of the greatest players that we've ever had the opportunity or the chance to watch. He's like, what, bro? You said that? So we just get to talking about players, man. We looking up. And I don't even know how I got on him, bro. Something came up. I was like, bro, yeah, man, something like ISO Joe. He like, who is ISO Joe? I'm like, what? Oh, my Lord. You don't know who Joe Johnson is, cuz? He was like, nah, I ain't hip. I'm like, what? Okay, sit back, bro. I'm about to pull up these highlights of ISO Joe, bro. And so I typed in Joe Johnson, bro. 3 tabs popped up and said ISO Joe. I'm like, bro, that lets you know that's not a name that I made up. That's his name. His name is ISO Joe, bro. Like, he like, well, it just sounds like he Clutch. Like, man, Clutch ain't the name, bro. ISO
1-on-1, me and you, mano a mano. What do you mean?
Put everybody on the bench, bro. I'm gonna get this shot off. Like, regardless, jumper, 2-point, 3-point, to the rack, to the basket, floater in the lane. He gonna do his man regardless. And then we started talking about free throws after that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, man, all right, it's a lot of people that was topping in free throws over time, but he is also a Steve Nash fan. So he like, oh, bro, Steve Nash, bro, he top of the line, bro. Ain't nobody better than Steve Nash. I'm like, all right, bro. And this is my problem with him, is that he take players that he's a fan of, and then in his mind, they automatically great and fantastic and best of all time. Like, no, bro, if you're gonna be realistic about it. I'm like, yeah, Steve Nash is a great free throw percentage. You know what I'm saying, of all time. But I'm like, you still got people like Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, now Steph Curry, you know Kevin what I'm saying,
Durant,
James Harden, 50, Kevin 40, Durant, you know what I mean?
Larry Bird, 50, 40, 90.
So he looked it up, bro. And I guess for all time, the first person up there was Rick Barry. He's like, bro, I don't even know who Rick Barry is. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is why I don't talk sports with certain people. Bro. Like, you don't know who Rick Barry is, cuz? I'm like, all right, bro, sit back, bro. I'm about to load up another one, bro. Like, come on, bro. But that be a problem with not like, at least with me, like with some of the people, especially now where a lot of people giving LeBron all this glorification. Oh, he's the greatest and da 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool, that's cool. But you don't even know none of these players that was doing their thing in previous history. You don't know the Rick Barrys, the Joe Johnsons, you know what I'm saying? You don't know none of these people. Like, you ain't never heard their name before, but right now you sit here telling me LeBron James, greatest alive. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a great player, but it's like, bro, greatness always recognize greatness, bro. Like, are you watching the game or are you just watching this one guy?
Right, facts.
I
happen to be a person who has watched, am a historian of football and basketball, and I have fought for LeBron in terms of why, the criteria on why he could be argued the greatest. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying you can't come into the table talking about LeBron is the greatest and you don't know who Rick Barry is.
Like, you don't even know who Rick Barry is. Are you what?
The worst part is Joe Johnson is still hooping. So if you don't know who Joe Johnson is, you really not watching hooping. And then you should have been
watching.
You should have been like, so if you don't know ISO Joe, you don't know Jamal Crawford. You don't like that's what you should have said next. So you don't know Rudy Gay. You don't know.
I mentioned it. I think I did mention. I think I did mention Jamal Crawford. Like, but I'm naming people as he played in the highlights. I'm like, bro, that's Kobe right there. He getting buckets on Kobe. That's LeBron in the Cleveland jersey. He getting buckets on. That's LeBron in the Miami jersey. He getting buckets on. Yeah. Like before he get to but he ain't doing nothing on LeBron. Like, bro, that's LeBron in the Cleveland. He young.
You playing basketball? He's still getting buckets. You playing basketball, somebody gonna get buckets on you. But the fact that you don't know who a player like that, like every player that we watch is not gonna be instant Hall of Fame material. Like, you're not gonna see,
of course,
like everybody that LeBron played with is not going to the Hall of Fame, especially early Cavs years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to the Hall of Fame. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? Delonte West is not going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, miss me with that. You know what I'm saying?
But shout out to him for his comeback though. He's supposed to be playing in the Big Three coming up.
Yeah, and he was, and I was watching the highlights too. He was smacking all them threes too. 4-pointers though.
Yeah,
he was smacking them.
Yeah,
shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, so definitely that. But to bring it back, if you watching the game, you got to be watching the game. Like, you can't be. How can you be fixed on one player when there's 10 players on the court? Like that. That's what I don't get.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like, you just watching LeBron up the court. Like, ooh, LeBron running up the court. Oh, LeBron running down the court. Like, nah.
Bro, they be sitting there.
Nah, bro, you can't
like,
do that.
What you gonna do? LeBron the best. Like, bro, come on. It's like, it's more people on the court, bro. It's a couple other stars on the court. Like, he playing the Warriors. You ain't saying nothing about Steph. You ain't saying nothing about Clay. You ain't saying nothing about Draymond over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody getting buckets. Yeah. But if you don't know nothing about ISO Joe, bro, as far as I'm concerned, there ain't no need for us to even talk basketball.
Yeah, that's facts. Because if I would have been there, I'd have been like, "What? Oh yeah, bro. All right. Well, let's just."
I did, bro. I almost lost.
Let's just play some dominoes, then, bro. Because I don't know.
I almost lost my noodle, but I took that moment to educate. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna educate you on who ISO Joe is. So anytime you win a conversation and hear somebody say ISO Joe, now you know who they talking about. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna educate you, young boy.
We're gonna have to put him in school, man. We're gonna have to put him in the sports school, man. But yeah, man. So that's the good stuff, man. Yeah, don't be coming with the sports talk, man. You don't know who people is now. You can't just watch one player up and down the court all day, bro. You got to be watching the actual game. You got to be watching the game. But anyway, yeah, man. Moving along though, we're gonna move this on forward, man. So we always talk about entertainment. We always bring up shows we watching from time to time. So I wanted to breach that topic again, broach it, whatever you want to say, whatever terminology I want to use. I want to bring it up again. Latest show or movie You know what I'm saying? If you want to give a synopsis of why you like it, something that surprised you in it, man, you could do that too. Uh, that's what I'm gonna do. So go ahead, brother. Let me know what you're watching. Why should we watch it? You know.
One as far as shows, I've been watching. I've been trying to keep up with Bel Air. You know what I mean? I'm terrible on keeping up with shows as they come out. But right now, I got the luxury and the time to actually keep up with this one. So I've been watching the Bel Air, man, and I've been seeing a lot of people's different views. Like, oh my God, y'all took a great black family that taught us values and stuff growing up, and now y'all making them like this, and why y'all messing with those characters like that? I don't like it, and I like it, bro. The reboot wasn't supposed to be another comedy. The reboot was supposed to make it with some drama. It's a little, excitement. Now, is it a couple points in there that I don't like? Yeah, like they got Carlton taking drugs, like, but he ain't sniffing cocaine, and like a lot of people assume that he was. He
Right.
actually sniffing Xanax, but it's a deeper story. You know what I'm saying? He going through whatever he going through, which Carlton in the comedy was actually going through stuff too. But of course, they didn't. It was a comedy. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be a family show. This is not built to be a family show. It's built to be a drama. Like, this is why they doing it that way. But I love the cast, man. I think it's a great show so far, man. It's nothing too far fetched to where I'm like, nah, this is cheese. You know what I mean? Like, they did have Carlton out there on some extra stuff, but it sounds like he's starting to lighten up, man. I think everybody that they cast for the role is dope. Hillary is bad. They got a dark skin Aunt Viv, which they had to do. They better not bring in no light skin Aunt Viv out of nowhere. You better keep dark skin Aunt Viv, and Aunt Viv ain't playing. Uncle Phil, bro, he a low budget Tay Diggs, but he's still cool. He's still cool. He look like he could be Tay Diggs' brother. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He definitely do like he could be Tay Diggs, either younger brother or older brother or one of them, cousin, first cousin, something, bro. He look like a low budget Tay Diggs, but hey, he's still cool. Like, I got where they're going for it, and it's meant to be a drama. It's meant to kind of spice it up. So they taking the old shows and some of the stuff that we've seen, and they putting a different spin on it. So take it as that. I hate when they come out with these reboots that people are just automatically want or assume that it's going to be the same show that you grew up watching. Like, no, why would they make the exact same show? Like, because that means you're going to hear the same jokes. It's going to be you know what I'm saying? It's going to be the same stuff. And then you're going to clown it anyway because they're like, oh, well, that's not the same person, man. He's trying to be like Will Smith, and he can't be Will Smith because Will Smith is Will Smith. Like, no, duh. So we're making so they're making it a little right. Like, it's not supposed to be funny, bro. It's supposed to be dramatic. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I like it, bro. That's a good show that I'm actually watching. And if you don't know, bro, it comes out every Thursday. New episode drops every Thursday. If you don't have Peacock, it is on Peacock. I don't know what else it's on, but I watch it on Peacock. It drop every Thursday, man. So I've been messing with that as of lately. And then I also, as far as movie goes, I just recently seen the Batman that just dropped, and I like it. I like it. Now, it's a lot of people that say it's the best one they've seen. Between the Ben Affleck and the Christian Bale Batmans, it's the best one. I wouldn't take it that far. To me, like, I still like the one where Christian Bale had Bane, and especially the one with Heath Ledger as being the Joker. Like, I think those two was huge. Now, this one was cool, man, but it's like they're going back in time a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing with some of these superhero movies, whether it's Marvel or DC, you got to figure out what timeline are they in. Like, what timeline are they portraying in? So, and the Batman, he's portraying year 2. He's only been Batman for 2 years. You know what I mean? So they threw it. You can tell it just depending on how big of a fan you are. They play a couple of different feels to it. It has more of a noir type feel to it. He definitely he get popped a whole lot in this movie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He gets shot point blank range. And it's like, bro, he got to be gone. Like, no, he's not. It was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's definitely a dope movie. It might be one of those that I gotta go see again, or I'll probably wait. I ain't gonna go see it in the movie theaters again. I ain't just wasting money on a movie I already seen. But probably something that I gotta watch. Let it come out. Get out of the theaters and watch it again, and kind of maybe see some of the little hidden gems that they did have in it. But overall, bro, it was a good movie, bro. The Riddler, Catwoman, they had Penguin in there. Just how they was showing that year 2 scene when the crime mob was still in full effect, and who was really running stuff, and the dirty politics, on the reasons why Batman became Batman, and showed what was really going on in Gotham. So the Batman was definitely dope, man. So if y'all haven't seen it yet, please, go check, especially if you're a fan. If you're a fan of DC or a Batman fan just in general, it's definitely a good watch, man. I enjoyed it. I went with my wife to go see it. She enjoyed it. It's not a kid's movie, but if you got older kids, I think they will be able to enjoy it too. Now, I wouldn't suggest you take your 5 or 6 year old, but ain't nothing really raunchy like that. Like, it ain't like Deadpool or nothing. So that,
right,
I guess they could see it, but it is a dark film and a whole lot of violence. So, you as a parent, you make your decision on what you think your child is capable of watching. But it's definitely a dope film, though. But what about you? What you been watching and checking out?
Cool. I'm glad you brought up the DC because mainly, like I said before on a previous show, I've been going through the DC. Like, I went through a lot of the Marvel shows and movies, like all the Marvel movies. I'm switched off the Marvel shows for a minute to go to the DC shows because I had started watching DC movies after I finished the Marvel movies. So I watched through Gotham. I watched through Arrow. I watched through Supergirl. I just finished that. And I wanted to bring that one up a little bit because that was one of those shows where they kind of infiltrated like actual problems that's going on like today, you know what I mean? So like they have conversations about raising kids, or you know what I'm saying, LGBTQIA, that it raised issues about that, raised issues about talking about being a black man, that's the one that they brought up the most. Like, they, you know what I mean, like people sitting down and actually having conversations about being black in America and what, you know what I'm saying, and how hard it is, you know what I'm saying, taking that mask off per se, was one of the analogies they used a lot when they were talking about that, which I thought that was pretty cool that they would, take the time out to address those issues and talk about having conversations as humans, you know what I'm saying, just as human beings together, talking about having those conversations. So I thought that was pretty cool. So now, since I got done with those shows, I just switched on Legends. So I'm watching Legends now, and I'm about to go and do after I finish Legends, I'm gonna go back to the Marvels and do what I missed from those, like What If and Loki. Haven't watched those yet.
Those both are dope.
I did finally get to watch the Black Widow movie to see, how everything went with that during that time frame before she passed, after Endgame, or after, you know what I'm trying to say, man. I can't even think of this name.
War.
Cold War, yeah, or Civil War. I mean, Civil War.
Yeah, same thing. I said Cold War. I'm thinking Call of Duty.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Civil
War. But yeah, so I wanted to see that. So I finally stopped and seen that. So that's my pilgrimage right now with the movies, going through all the superhero stuff. Of course, I stop and watch other stuff too. I don't just sit home and just binge watch DC and Marvel stuff, which judge me if you want to if I did. But you know what I'm saying, I don't do that too. I watch a lot of anime. Of course, like when I have my free time, I watch anime too. On that level, shoot, I'm caught up on everything that's still streaming that I watch, like like One Piece. I'm caught up on that. I'm caught up on Boruto. I watched all the Narutos, all the movies and everything on that, and I'm caught up on Boruto. Started Demon Slayer. That's getting pretty good. You know what I mean? Finished Hunter x Hunter, for all you anime fans out there. Yeah, man. So then that's basically it, man. Like I I'm pretty hyped to see what's going on in the multiverse. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see how everything shapes together when I can finally finish all of the Marvel stuff too with the Marvels. But I'm pretty caught up on DC except for Legends, and then once I get done with Legends, I'm gonna go wipe out all the Marvel stuff and see how that stuff goes. But I did have to bring up Supergirl for the reasons that I mentioned. I thought it was pretty dope that they would take the time out of a show, you know what I'm saying, that could lose viewers, you know what I'm saying, if they broach certain topics, that they would take the time to talk about the struggles, you know what I'm saying, that we deal with, specifically as black men, but for other segments of the community too. So shout out to them for that, because that was pretty cool to watch. But yeah. So moving along from that, man, I'm going to go ahead and get off of that. Move along from that, man. Dope shows, dope movies. We did not get paid to say any of that, by the way. Just our 100% opinion. So I just want to let y'all know that. And when they could, I would welcome that. I'm waiting for the Browns to give me a call, all this gear I got.
I'm not.
But anyway, like your official Cleveland Browns podcast. But anyway, strike that from the record. But because it's not, I just thought it'd be cool to say at the moment. But whatever, man. Yeah. Anyway, moving along from entertainment, we're gonna go ahead and get to the extra sheet. Extra sheet. Yeah, bro, I got horns now, bro. Y'all ain't ready. What you got today for the extras, man? Or are you gonna leave it alone on this one? What you think? What you feeling like, man?
Only thing I got for some extra, nothing major, is just the fact of look out for the Grind Media Collective in the building. You already know. Other than that, bro, I don't really have nothing for real. But
except for people like not knowing really NBA players, like.
Besides that, but we already mentioned that. So
you dirty rascals.
I don't know, man. Well, no, I do. I can't say this real quick by being extra, so because it's not really pertaining to nothing. But the weather's starting to get nice, man. Don't lose your head, man. We all know them first couple of hot days or warm days, people be out here acting crazy, and everybody that you had beef with during the cold winter months, that now you seeing stuff, people don't know how to drive and doing extra stuff because they got a little bit of heat and sun, bro. Just chill out, bro. Like, come on now, we too old for that stuff. Like, just chill, bro. Take the, enjoy the weather, barbecue, man. Maybe go on a walk, something, bro. Don't stop all this madness as soon as you got that first week of some nice weather, because the one that's supposed to be nice this week, man. And I ain't trying to hear no drama.
Facts.
But yeah, that's all I got.
My extra stuff, man, is that I had ordered this emulation system, man. Like, just got something, you know how you can download emulators, here and there or whatever. I started playing old games again, man. It was real cool to play old games. Like, I got old systems, you know what I'm saying? So I crack out the PlayStation 2, play it with the kids, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But I want to play something a little different. So, you look up games on the computer or on the system, whatever, play with my kids. And there was some stuff on there that I used to play with my grandmother, man. And I got to share it with my kids, man. And they were so cool to see them, how hyped they was. So I think, that go along with what you saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got kids at home, especially if you one of those people who like to go out and stunt and all that, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But, man, spend that time. That time is important, man. Remembering something that your grandma taught you, man, or showed you, or spent that time with you. You can spend that time with your kids. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be, I'm just adding this on because you mentioned it. You don't have to be out here driving crazy.
Wilding.
You know what I'm saying? Wilding. So I think that's cool. But just on my side, on my perspective, without adding the extra stuff that you said as well, you know what I'm saying? Just, man, share those moments, man. Those moments you don't get to get back. You know what I'm saying? Then when those people is gone, you know what I mean? Hey, now you can share with your kids. Now you still got that stuff that you could share. So, man, I appreciated being able to do that. So that was cool. Then, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping to do that more. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'm planning on doing that when I get them in the morning.
Facts.
So, chill with them in the morning. So yeah, man, just spend time. Can't really go wrong with doing that. So that's what I wanted to get to. I don't know what's going on with this system, but it just kicked us out, came back in and said we joined. So hey, everybody.
Right. I was just sitting here and I'm like, okay, I'm gone. Okay, then I'm back. Let's get it.
Right. But yeah, man. So yeah, just be kind, and you know, treat everybody like you want to be treated. Spend time with your kids, your family, man, and stay out the way if possible, because it's getting crazy out here. Definitely don't come my way bringing that drama. I would appreciate that. But anyway, man, leave your tags, brother, so we can get up. True.
Well, everybody, you already know, man. It's your man E Carter, the beer wonder himself, host of First Class Podcast, man, where you can find me and Ciege going on different topics of our culture and community, and just anything else that I can kind of cook up. We have an episode out right now. It's called Later Than You Know. That's out right now on all platforms that we are exposed on. Google Podcasts. It should be on Spotify tomorrow morning. So it should be all audio and visual tomorrow. YouTube and everything. Make sure you go to the YouTube page, man. That's First Class Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can catch me on Twitter at EasyE721, and you can always catch me on Facebook, especially under the business page, First Class Podcast Media, or First Class First Class Podcast Media fan page, or either one of those, man. Then link up with me, man. We can talk, DM me, let me know if you want to link up and try to be a guest on the show. We do have a nice guest that we got in the works, man. I'm kind of wait to tell you. I might tell y'all next week who we got cooking up on that. But yeah, just be on the lookout, man. We still got stuff going, man. And just remember, this is the Grind Media Collective, boy.
Yeah, man, definitely. And yeah, I can't wait to do the next show. I'm excited about the guests. I ain't gonna drop the bag or spill the beans on this one. I'm gonna let you do that as the host of First Class Podcast. Sound like he's about to say First Class Potted Meat. Hey, I'm the host of First Class Potted Meat. Like what?
Potted meat. Hey, that's funny. That's funny. Potted meat.
Hey, I was about to be like, bro, come on, bro, with the potted meat. But anyway, I digress, man. Yeah, go follow E on all the social media platforms. First Class Podcast Media Group as well. Definitely go in there. You'll see a lot of stuff posted in there, different businesses and stuff. Definitely is doing ads too, so link up with them if you need an ad. Same here, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to open up the ads here shortly, but y'all listening, y'all get it first, so just hit us up. You can do video ads, audio ads, all the same. Just let us know. And you can find me at the link ENT LLC at Gmail. The link ENT LLC on all platforms except Instagram is at the Link Entertainment LLC. And then we do have a C podcast email, cpodcast@gmail. So you can definitely hit us up there. Y'all can hit me on Twitter too if you like. You know what I'm saying? I don't do much on there yet, but you know what I'm saying? Help me out, man. Encourage a brother at Ciege101. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on there. But yeah, this has been fun. I like the late shows, man. It was nice doing the late show again. I don't know. We got to talk off air about when we're going to actually do it because the schedules is just acting crazy. But
right.
Well, we hope to be up with y'all again next week on whatever time we choose. I'm going to start posting them so that y'all can see beforehand when we'll be on. That way y'all will know. But like, share, subscribe. If there's anything that you want to say, or if you want to, I don't know, man, you can leave me a voice message on Anchor and I will get to it and possibly play it on the show. Same with video. We could do that too if y'all want to rock like that. So just hit us up. And again, at the Link Entertainment LLC on Instagram, at the Link ENT LLC on everything else. And if there's nothing else, man, we appreciate y'all listening to sports, entertainment, and extra shit.
Extra shit.
Gave me a horn, bro. I'm hitting it again, just off GP. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all listening to us. We'll see y'all again next week. Sports Entertainment and Extra Shit is a part of the Grind Media Collective. We have everything with that coming out hopefully soon. Until next time, be kind. Much peace.